Hey guys, just like anybody, we all love watching anime, and especially love watching Isekai anime. So today, I got this amazing idea from this great YouTuber named Azorian to do a bingo board of an Isekai anime that has all the common Isekai tropes like slavery and weak MC and stuff like that. And we're just gonna pick a random Isekai anime and then go ahead and file the bingo board. So let's just spin the wheel and see how it goes, see what we get. Monster Strike, Deadverse Reloaded. This is our MC right here, right? This is our main character. Her name is Renee, and she can't see other people's faces. However, she is a part of an elite family that essentially go around and is hired by the government to exorcise ghosts and monsters and so on and so forth. And so we'll get to see a lot more of that later down in the video. One of the things on the bingo is quiet life. It seems like she lives a relatively quiet life. So we're gonna go ahead and mark off quiet life. There's the glaze right there. I don't know why, but for some reason her face is blurred out. I think I'm gonna put OPMC in there. I mean, like, for a human, bro, like this seems really OP. She's glazed by the entire school. It seems like she has a private driver. Like, she like this is a private driver. She's in the back seat and everything. And then she has a whole thing of assorted chocolates. I think this can count as OPMC. I feel like this I would love to have a start like this in life. I'm gonna count that right there. Yeah, I'm quite glad I put OPMC. She really has maids and everything ready for her. This classifies as OP. So look, don't hate me, right? I'm not just trying to get bingo here, but like, this kind of looks like medieval.
Is this nigga serious?
Yeah, like look right at that. Yeah, I'm counting that. That looks identical. Don't I feel like I shouldn't get it. That counts, dude. Okay, so now she's been informed by her family that her mother is gone, meaning that she now has to take the duty and responsibility to, I guess, summon this thing from the heavens to help her in her mission and help her be able to fill the government's contract. So let's just see what that's about. I'm quite confused. I guess that she's the reincarnation of Jesus because she can apparently just walk on water. So that's the one thing, right? She can just freely walk on water. This is something that they all acknowledge. Like, this isn't just like effects and like that. And on top of being able to walk on water, she just summoned a spirit. Like, she's actively summoning something right now. So I'm conflicted on whether or not to count this as non-human MC, because she's walking on water and she just summoned a spirit. But I mean, she could technically still be human because this is an anime at the end of the day. Okay, so now she's been ordered to go to the school or some like hospital building because apparently some monsters have appeared there. So y'all cannot comprehend how difficult it is for me to not put her as non-human. Look at this. Like, is she Sakuna? Like, what am I supposed to make of that? Okay, so now inside the school, she was attacked by some random monster. So the spirit had to save her, but apparently the monster could regenerate because it has this magical core. And some redheaded dude comes in and saves them, and he's the only one that can smash the monster's core. Alright, so we have our first like edgy quote in here. There's some kind of like other ones that were a little questionable, but this is definitely edgy.
ヤクモ様ならまだしもただの人間があんな
人間じゃねえ。行くぞ。死にたくなかったら急げ。
I don't know, that just seems edgy to me. Come on, hurry if you don't want to die. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that down there. I honestly, how it's looking off the first episode, I don't think I'm gonna get bingo. Okay, so the start of episode 2 recaps where we left off in episode 1 at the end. At the end, they ended up finding this really powerful beast-looking monster that you're gonna get to see later in the clip. And they had to work together in order to defeat it. And he essentially just defeated it by summoning this sword and stabbing it through it and destroying the core. So that's how they won the battle. And now we're on to episode 2. But I'm not gonna lie, they have some amazing animation. This is like very high quality. Like I do love the quality of this. This is actually like a really great anime so far. I think I'm gonna mark down weak MC just because of in the current fight that we've seen so far, she hasn't done anything, honestly. The only thing that she could do was help her spirit, the one that she had summoned from earlier. The dude that I showed y'all at the end, the one that was edgy, he's the main one that put in all the work. She didn't really do anything. So now we go back to Renee's perspective, and she's at school going throughout her daily life and everything like that. And all of a sudden, she keeps seeing the redhead dude popping up around the school outside, stalking her and everything. And she asks him what he's doing, and then he just looks over to the field, and an earthquake happens, and then that's where we leave off now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add on the another world one. I'm debating on swordsman MC because the dude is a swordsman, but I'm gonna see how much of a role he plays. I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to put dude on fraud watch. Look, he grapples himself up there, hits the boss, does absolutely no damage. Get flung off, hits the ground. 6-story, 7-story fall maybe. And immediately coughs up blood. Yeah, we got Renji 2.0. Look at this dude. He just no-diffed you. You're talking about some "you're my rival." Okay, dude. It's the worst teacher in existence. You have this giant monster flying around that y'all just saw come out of the ground. So the teacher obviously like starting to do the right thing. Tells her, hey, you need to come with us now. Like, this is dangerous. Get inside. She folds under no pressure. Dude, you are a horrible teacher. She folds under no pressure. As soon as the girl literally just says, I have something to do, but y'all should take shelter. And she gonna nod her head and look. Oh my god, she didn't want to save that girl for real. She just wanted to make it seem like it. She didn't care. Okay, so now the boss monster is headed to the city. So the student, Renee, and her spirit are now heading towards there. Also, the redheaded guy and his friend that gives him the power are all headed to the city to try to fight off the monster. And another thing, the spirit that she summons is also on Fraud Watch. Because look. So she packs him up, right? But for some reason, she can't destroy their crystals. Even though she's a being from the heavens, has a spear and all, the dude can destroy with his fist, but she can't do it with her spear, nor her water crystals. She's on a little bit of Fraud Watch too. We're like an episode or two in, you feel me? Come on. I don't know, episode 2 is confusing me on some things. I don't know why she just did this. So obviously, right, puts a talisman up, puts a barrier up, saves the people, right? Great, makes sense, right? Now, if you were in this situation, what would you do? A, place the talisman and yell for them to run. B, place the talisman and just run away yourself. Or C, place the talisman or the barrier, run right behind the barrier, stand there, and then tell them to run. Let's see what she does.
言ってください
Her, with no actual way to hurt these monsters, decides to put herself in the front line of danger for no reason, because her barrier is already up, and her being there does not strengthen her barrier at all. She could have put the barrier up and yelled for the people to run, and they could have been safe off that, but instead she puts herself directly in harm's way and then tells them to run. I don't get it.
リバースモードオン
And then we're saved by plot armor. Side note, that girl that y'all just saw do the transform and bring out the guns, she's the main one that's helping the redhead dude bring up his powers even more to be able to destroy the crystals and just do any damage to any enemy. Like, everybody here is on Fraud Watch. Everybody here needs each other. I'm gonna count him as an MC, and he keeps pulling out this sword. So we're gonna go ahead and do Swordsman MC. I feel like that's fair. Gonna put that there. No fan service yet. Only 2 episodes in, but still surprising for an Isekai. Downward slash into a straight shot beam that pierces the monster and finds its way to the core. You know what? I'll give it to him. He already spit up blood. You feel me? He already had to go through enough. I'll give it to him. Still on Fraud Watch though. Okay, so for some reason, episode 2 and episode 3 are the same exact episode. I don't know why that is. Like, if you look, they're all the way the same.
あなた
Like, it had me like utterly confused when I started this episode, because I'm like, why does this look exactly the same? Yeah, I'm utterly lost. This is definitely a completely different episode. This is definitely the actual episode 4.
俺たちは世界を渡る。それだけ。
But there's confirmed other worlds, so that's cool. This is feeling like it's teetering on the line of Magic School, because like literally like what we're seeing right here, like there's like textbooks in the back and everything. It's a world tree in the middle. But I mean, I won't make that decision yet until I get a little further confirmation. This shit is like a prime Fortnite event. It's just a rip in the world now. Like, part of the world is literally just has a dimensional tear. So, up and they've opened up a portal. That's cool. So turns out the spirit is a fraud.
天から降りたるものそう聞かされてきたけど実際は世界を移動している
She's just another one of them moving in between worlds. She's not even really like a descendant from the heavens. Maybe. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put harem. This is like the 4th girl. We have a new girl right here. And then 1, 2, 3 girls and 1 guy. That is like textbook definition right there, dude. I'm gonna actually add Magic School, I'm not gonna lie. They expounded it. I wasn't able to get too much information on the place that it was, but they did say it was like a white library or something like that. So it's essentially a place where all people from the other worlds can come together, and there's books where they can like read up on stuff and learn and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna count it as a magic school, because like it's basically where you go to get taught about different worlds and different abilities and so on and so forth. So now we're in this like medieval kingdom type of place where essentially it's another kind of side main character that you can see this face of. It's like this blonde dude. But anyways, some other worlders came to the world with like a giant like samurai army and has been destroying them. So now our main characters are here to help and essentially devise plans to help the army be able to actually win. So what we're about to see now is the actual boss of the enemy army. We have our Timu Goku Black.
この世界、我らの礎となるのだ。
愛の向こうから来た。
Like, look at this. Like, this is literally like a Timu Alibaba Goku Black, dude. He has the whole universe rip and everything.
ここは持ちかよ。
何盗撮
そ面倒なタイプだ。
統率が
Like, why did they do that? Why is he just frozen?
自我
Like, what the hell? Okay. I think I'm gonna add slavery in there. Um, it's not the type of slavery that you would expect it to be. It's not like our slavery type, but it is essentially slavery the way it's explained.
統率型自我の薄い現地のモンスターを支配統率する
So essentially, it's one person which is the enemy, and they're able to rule over and control any of the monsters with weak minds. So he essentially enslaves their minds and controls them. Personally, count that as slavery. If you don't, you can let me know in the comments. But I feel like that's a justified slavery right there. She's looks like animal ears, so I guess I'll go ahead and put that X over there too. I just didn't know what it meant. Should have looked it up beforehand. All right, so I feel like there was a bit of fan service here, mainly for like look at this. So he has his shirt off. He pours water on himself. And then he goes up to her, and he also has his shirt off here again.
何でもないです
The ink is on his face. You know, we got the muscles right here and everything.
取り戻すんだろマスターオーブ
分かってますですからちゃんと服着てください
風なんかひかねえし
何かあった
ペンネ申し上げますうよ
So they get a message and stuff like that, and then when they appear, he magically has clothes on again. I kind of feel like that's fan service. So there's the Isekai bingo. A couple reasons why I'm gonna count that as fan service. One, I do want to end the video here because genuinely, Monster Strike, Deadverse Reloaded. It's an amazing anime. It's an amazing isekai. There's not many isekai out here that follow this type of plot line. As you've seen, it's taken 5 episodes to get to the bingo, and a lot of these are really questionable. Like the weak MC part is questionable. Edgy part is definitely questionable. Same with the harem. Like some of these, I just kind of threw in there because I could, but these aren't definitive in the conventional way. This is not. This anime is not how a regular isekai goes, but it still follows the isekai plot line, but it does it in its own way. It's really amazing, and how choreographed the fights are as well. I really do love it. Like if I had to rate this anime on a scale of 10, I would give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. There are some things that I don't particularly like. It's not an issue, but the pacing kind of obviously, you know, I can't really speak much about episode 3, what happened there. I don't blame the creators of the anime. This is definitely probably a site issue, but just as I've been going through the episodes, like the jump from episode 4 to 5 was just kind of really big. Like we left off in one world and immediately jumped into another world and stuff like that, instead of like having like a little middle ground, like going back to the white library and stuff like that. So that's something I didn't necessarily like. Just the pacing, I feel like it could slow down a little bit. They don't have to immediately bounce into the next thing. The power system is definitely really interesting though, because not everybody has the same power, and I like how because like don't get me wrong, like with me, love watching overpowered animes, love watching where the main character is just super powerful and stuff like that, like soul leveling and everything. But I do like this spin on it to where it's like it's really like a teamwork thing, and the main character, like the main person we're following in the story, isn't the main one that's able to destroy the cores. It's another character, so they have to work together because that character can't destroy them without another character. So it's kind of like a team aspect with it. Like I said, it's just very unique isekai anime. Not a lot of animes, not a lot of isekai animes are doing it like that. So it's something I definitely would recommend watching. I would definitely recommend watching this isekai anime. It seems great. Like I said, I personally rated 8, 9 out of 10. Granted, I haven't seen the rest of the episodes, but at least on to episode 5, 8, 9 out of 10. But there it is, Isekai Bingo. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I know this is like a kind of different type of video. I don't really make anime videos. I don't think I've made a single anime video on my channel, so this is definitely something new. But just trying new things, trying to get content out there, so on and so forth. If you guys liked it, let me know in the comments if you didn't like it or did like it, so on and so forth. But just like, subscribe, show your support, and most of all, have an amazing day. Goodbye, guys.